This has never happened before. Wow. Zikoma kwambi. Neso ndakunyadira. Thank you very much, my brothers and sisters from the warm heart of Africa, the real one. Because on the flight here, there was Sawubona, the magazine, and it said Zambia, the warm heart of Africa. And I almost toyed. For my friends from Malawi, this is how I'll start. Mwana wanga, I decided it's best that I write this letter in English because some of you were pretty young when you left and you might not remember your mother tongue. I enclose a photo of me in my best dress, the black, red, and green, and the rising sun stitched across the chest. The picture's a few years old, unfortunately, but I pretty much look the same, even though I'm in my 50s, and I'm still living in the same house that you left me in, and it's still under construction. You remember the one built on the T-junction where those three major roads meet? Zambia Ave, Tanzania Road, and Mozambique Street? Your family is bigger, but not quite the same because a lot of your cousins have jumped on planes to chase dreams that they've seen on DSTV screens, and it makes no sense to me. They say they lost faith in your Uncle Chilembwe's pocket money and would rather get cash that's green or get paid by a woman they call queen. We might have met before that. I think last time I saw was in 1964. I have to stop now because my hand is getting sore. When I gather my strength, I promise to write you some more. And I know I haven't been the best mother at times. My first husband was a jealous man. As much as I loved him, he was hard to understand. He thought too much freedom was a crime. He would punish your older siblings, sending some into exile. I even heard rumors of prison cells and crocodiles. And after 30 years, I was like, hey, maybe it's better off just to date. So I gave my new partners 2 terms, and that's that. Though the first man I tried it with almost got too attached. Maybe I made the mistake of showing him too much affection because when his terms were over, he tried to get an extension. And there's always someone who seems to know what's best for me better than me, like some of your Western cousins who keep saying I can't survive without their expertise. I'm like, oh, please, I've got kids that are educated better than some of them will ever be. Doctors, lawyers, poets, and engineers. And when I say this, some of them chuckle and some of them sneer, but I can't wait to see their looks on their faces on the day you reappear, dearest child. I'm going to post this to your last known address. I hope the stress of living in a foreign place hasn't wrinkled your face. When I'm alone, I think of silly things like, do you miss my cooking? It's painful to think that you're just a single plane booking away from my loving arms. I'm contemplating writing a will because if I ever come to harm, I'd like to guarantee your inheritance. And now, as a consequence of you being overseas, a lot of my assets are being managed by the Chinese. It makes me think how things would be if my future plans were in your hands. I saved a spot for you on the beach with the best golden sands for your homecoming party, whenever that may be. I miss you. But don't let this letter be like a weight on your spirit. These words should be like a sad song that makes you feel warm and confident when you hear it. Remember, my main concern is that you're happy. From the bottom of my warm heart, yours eternally, your mother, Malawi. P.S. Whatever you do, you know I wish you the greatest of success. Take care of you for me, child. God bless. Going to do a series of very short poems. It's a new genre. I call them the ow poems. Yeah. First one goes to my friend. It's called Allure. I would like to get to know you a little bit more. Beyond the usual pleasantries, a conversation would be nice. But for now, I'll settle for some small talk. You look lovely. Thank you. The third one is also another our poem. It's very short, just 4 lines. It's titled Glow. I used to think that you lit up the room every time you walk in. The truth is, I light up the room every time you walk in. Thank you. Okay, this is a love poem titled Heavenly Bodies. And if I could do it all over again, this is what I would say to my wife. Okay. If you and I lived like the gods in the heavenly realms of immortality, I would take my time to win over the rights to your ring finger. 5 centuries to be exact. Neither the words nor the language worthy of being granted an audience with your soul exist. I would wait a century for the birth of a new and more advanced civilization that would in turn birth a new alphabet with as many letters as stars in the sky. And while we're on the subject of stars, did you know that the closest star, with the exception of the sun, is part of a system of 3 with 2 that orbit a common center of gravity in the exact same way my eyes orbit your perfect curves? And if you existed 2 centuries ago, the idea of the earth being round would have been undebatable. You see, I have come to a place where knowing you in this lifetime is light years away from being enough. I would need another century to sneak into the archives of creation in search of your blueprints. I would trace the plans onto both my palms and make my way back to you. And as you welcome me with open arms, I would open mine and show you that you are exactly how and where God intended you to be, right here in my arms. I would hold you for the century I was away without saying a single word, listening into the beautiful conversation between our hearts, sounding like a poem by 2 poets in love with each other's words written on the purest of intentions. And a century on, stories of our embrace would coin the phrase heart to heart, and we would inspire the entire second verse of Endless Love, 2 hearts that beat as one. Our lives have just begun. I would then whisper a century long of sweet nothings in the purest of tongues, in a language even unknown to the gods, with words so powerful as to move stars into a constellation in the shape of your smile when I make you smile. I would then get on one knee and show you a ring forged from a planet with not only the best, but also the most faithful of outer rings in the galaxy, while holding your hand in such a way as to remind you of a time when we were just young souls, holding hands and swinging our legs over the edge of heaven, watching God conduct his perfect masterpiece. Birth of a universe, and the solo that the earth played still pulls at my heartstrings in a center of the universe epic kind of way. Look, we might have met in this lifetime as strangers, but please know that our souls met way before our birth in a place that defies time and space. And as I put this ring on your finger before all these heavenly bodies, I would eternally be grateful if we gave destiny another chance. So, can we continue from where our souls left off? Please say yes. I will now go into some angry poems. The next poem is titled Sons of Sons, and the image I had, and for me it was very painful writing this poem. The image I had was children violating their own mother impregnating her and giving birth to children worse than those children. So this is Sons of Sons. The sons of sons, once of age, gag their mother with fear and rage, taking turns, no ounce of shame to them is just another game. The sons of sons have raised a son, the sons of sons have raised the son, the sons of sons of risen son, the sons of sons, no sons of man, the sons of sons who once were brave, fought to free a mother enslaved, the face of death they faced with pride, blood was spilled and that spirit died. The sons of sons have raised a son, the sons of sons have raised the son, the sons of sons of risen son, the sons of sons, no sons of man, the sons of sons, not men at all, thumbs in mouth they loudly snore, they sleep like angels in a warm embrace, she holds her breath in fear if they wake. The sons of sons have raised the son, the sons of sons have raised the son, the sons of sons of risen son, the sons of sons, no sons of man, a son of sons by kith and kin, of swallowed tears and seed of sin, she cries with pain of labor in shame, a son of sons to join their game. The sons of sons have raised a son, the sons of sons have raised the son, the sons of sons of risen son, the sons of sons, no sons of man, the sons of sons fail their young, the sons of sons fill their young with seeds of sins of sons, the sons of sons, no sons of man. We sons of sons, once of age, gag our mother with fear and rage, taking turns, no ounce of shame. Our motherland's rape is not a game. 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 The sons of sons have raised a son. The sons of sons have raised the son, the sons of risen son, the sons of sons, no sons of man. Next poem is titled Ticks, and it's kind of related to those sons of sons. Canadian poet Shane Koizan said the word politics is he described it as poly, meaning many, and ticks, meaning some blood-sucking butt lumps. It's quite interactive, so every time I say a line, you're supposed to say a time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. Okay, so here we go. Tick, 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 tick. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. Tick, 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 tick. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. A tick is a prick that thinks he's slick. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. All ticks love having their boots licked. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. To find a tick, just look for the itch. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. A tick is just an inch away from a flick. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. Tick, 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 tick. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. Tick, 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 tick. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. A tick lies behind rhetoric. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. A tick for attack, for a tick's lies stink. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. P-O-L-I, just add ticks. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. A time bomb ticks, but do bombs ever fix? A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. Tick, 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 tick. A time bomb ticks for these blood-sucking ticks. 3 tick, 2 tick, 3 tick, no tick. I'm torn between two poems. Either doing Wikipedia that I did on the opening night, or Journey to the 17th Letter, which is kind of similar, but it's the alphabet according to me. Huh? Both, if there's time. Okay. I'll start with Journey to the 17th Letter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, because I am. Africa, arise. Alphabetically align, ask, accommodate, and aid another. Assemble allies. Amasa! Black. Backward, brutes, behind, beggars, beyond blessed, blameful, boastful, but beautiful. Big black behind, big breast, begging by Bwandilo, big one, black Benz, buys body, big bucks, big bills. Body beggars, business blossoms, but bambo bwana, baba, bwanji budgeti. Countries cream, confined, can't communicate, can't commit. Cultures committing crude crimes, crippling children. Chiefs comply, can't cruelty seize, can't culture change. Cursed carpenters carving children's coffins. Depressing. Depressing? Don't despair. Double dimension, do dub delivery, don't do drugs, dream dealer, dumb derailer, did dress, dribble names, dictionary destroyer, dropped demos, echo, empty egos exist everywhere. Engage, exchange, empower, enhance education, everywhere. Focus frees freedom. Feed from forefathers. Fathers feed families. Free follicles from fleas. Flush, fear, fight. Fight for facts. Fight from facts. Fact, few, fragile. Form friendships. Form formations for form formations. Form formidable force. Free faces from frowns. Free future from foreign funds. 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 Freeze greed governance. Greed governs. Global greed globalizes. Good God, greed governs. Godly governance gives hope. Heads high, head home. Heads high, hymns, heads higher, hymns, halo, holy, holy, holy. Heads high, how? Hallelujah. He has hope. He hands hope. His hands help his hopeless, homeless homies. His hands have holes. He heals. Hallelujah, he heals. HIV has ignited industries, incited imitations, illiterate, incomeless, incredibly impacted. Intellectual idleness increases infections. Instill identity, instill invaluable ideals in justice. Justice. Judges, juries, journalists, jade justice. Judge Judy just justice, jokes. Justice jeered, justice jaded, just juxtapose knowledge. Knowledge liberates lives, leadership lacks liability, love liberates minds, minds move mountains. Mouthy, murmuring Malawians multiply malicious, malignant myths. Must maintain maturity, mend mentality now. Negroes oppose oppression out of oneness. One organized, orderly offensive ousted our oppressors. Our officials ousted Orientals. Outsiders own our opportunities outside. Obasanjo's oil oozes outside. Processed, packaged, premium petroleum, prices peak. Poor people produce. Prosperous people. Prosperous people process poor people's produce. Proudly preaching, promoting prosperity principles. Poor people perish. Poor people perish. Poor people persevere, politicians plain promises. Poor people perish. Poor people perish. Poor people praise presidential portraits. Poverty, physical, psychological prison. Please, people, power poisons. People, promote peace, promote patriotism, promote pride, provide qualified, quantified quality. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, because I am. Okay, 2 to go. Malawi is a country in which over 60% of its people live in poverty. Poverty is a registered trademark of most African countries. It is also a state of mind. Mind the gap, a caution. Mind is also a concept constituted by conscious experience and intelligent thought. Thought leads to action, hence is suppressed by oppressive regimes. Regime is a word that originated from the French, and French are the people of France who overthrew an absolute monarchy in 3 years. It is also their language. Language is a complex system of communication, and communication is what women value and men fear. Fear is a weapon used to suppress the mind. It is also a way of recognizing danger. Danger is when minds oppressed by fear burst. Some say the verge of where we were, which is the past tense of are, a collective state of being, and also the first letter of the word revolution. Revolution is a word that contains another word, love, only spelled backwards. It also brings fear to regimes that abuse power. Power is one of the most addictive drugs, and also something ESCOM doesn't have. Have, if you add an S, becomes haves, describing a small group of people who have more than they need. Need is a word that rhymes with greed, something some haves have indeed. Indeed is a word used to amplify the previous statement. Amplify the previous statement. Statement is what art should make, whether you dance, recite, act, or paint. It is also where you discover hidden charged amounts the banks never tell you about. Turn means to change direction, something we need to learn. Learn is to acquire new skill, behavior, or skills, yet remains a mystery, for we never seem to learn from history. History is information about the past, and like all information is subject to generalization, distortion, and omission. Omission in Catholicism is failure to do what we ought to do. If done knowingly, it is considered a sin. Sin is when man, woman, or angel assumes too much power and sits on God's throne. Throne is where a monarch sits and has no place in a republic. Republic means a public affair in which the people retain supreme control over government. Government is a small group of people, of mostly haves, with power to make decisions on behalf of the people. Apparently, all countries like Malawi need one. One is a Metallica song from the album And Justice for All, and it also symbolizes unity. Unity is what we need to strive for despite our differences. Differences are where our strength resides, but if not embraced, divide. Divide and conquer is a strategy used to gain and maintain power. Power has already been defined, but here is another. It is the first word of the revolution cry, power to the people. People, when preceded by the, becomes the people, referring to the masses, whose power is in numbers. Numbers count. People don't, except for those who count votes. So I vote to learn how to count. So I can solve complicated mathematical problems like 1 is the difference between the integers 13 and 14, whose squares add up to, buddy? 365. 365 are the total number of days we take to complete a revolution around the sun. Sun-worshipping Pharaoh Akhenaten moved his people into the desert to build a new capital just to worship the sun. Many young died from injuries related from heavy lifting. The sun is also the central symbol of the Malawi flag that has been changed from the rising sun to the risen sun and back to the rising sun. And they say this was done to show where we have moved to as a people. Our sun has risen. Malawi's sun has risen, yet its sons and daughters remain in a deep sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep is what we do when poverty, greed, sin, and fear blind our eyes from seeing our real risen sun. Thank you. My last poem is something I've written for my daughter. If I should go today, these are the 10 lessons that I would like her to understand. So here goes. Her name is Tianjana, and I named her after my wife's late sister, because I wanted to keep the memory of my sister-in-law that I had never met. One, dream. Dream until the line between reality and fantasy is blurred. Dream until your eyes chisel the clouds into the most beautiful forms of your imagination, just with a single blink. Know that your mind is a paintbrush, so use the most beautiful thoughts on your palette to paint your world of oysters. 2, laugh out loud. Laugh deeply, laugh heartily, for as long as you wish. You can even roll on the floor whilst you're at it, and never let anyone tell you it is unladylike. For laughter is a language that knows no translation, the ultimate expression of a soul's freedom. 3, dance joyfully, like your mother. It is a celebration of who we are. You see, God plays a rhythm on his drum just for you, dear child, and your heart is a metronome, so listen to his beat between your heartbeat. And when you catch a bad case of 2 left feet, just follow these steps. 1, stop. 2, be still. 3, trust. And they will come back to you. For being a black woman has everything to do with strength and resilience. So never use it as an excuse for anything. You are wonderfully made. Know that the blood of both your grandmothers flows fearlessly through you. 5, in my eyes, you will always be daddy's little girl. And no man will ever be good enough for you. So when you find that person, take heed to the words a mother once told her little boy at a similar time. She said, look beyond the charm and fluffy butterflies and make sure that the only thing remaining is a good person. Baby, if you must know, that little boy's good person is now your mother. 6, trust your instincts. They are usually right. When you're wrong, be strong enough to apologize. And when you get hurt, know that my shoulder is a sponge for all your tears, and your mother, seafood pasta, will clear the fear from your path back to your 7th heaven, where lullaby-coated baby blankets will gently lay to rest any stray thought that dares rob you of your peace. 8, sit up straight, walk with your head held high, and always stand for what is right. 9, never be ashamed of who you are or what you have. Your inheritance is in the power of your name. Guard it with integrity. After all, you are my father's grandchild. 10, know for certain that life will happen. And when it does, don't let it rob God from your eyes. And if God calls me to the heavens, know that I will inscribe these words on the entrance of your gallery of clouds. So all you have to do is just blink. And I will call upon your aunt, Tia, whose name you hold, your grandfather, Philip, and the rest of your family on the other side. And we will form a drum circle with God. And together we will play the most intricate of rhythms to the steady pace of your heartbeat. But for now, as I am here, I pray that your guardian angels cover you in heavenly melodies in the key of your favorite color. I imagine them sounding like a symphony of smiles and warm rain. Baby, I've said all I've ever had to say, so maybe it's time we played your favorite game. I'll go hide, and you come find me after you count from 1 to 10. Thank you very much, Poetry Africa.